welcome to another off-grid setup. Matt from Extreme Auto Caravan and Camping with you. Huge. Really happy about this one. I'm happy because the sun came out for a few hours, so I was able to test this one really well. So this is another big off-grid job, guys. This is on the JB Extreme. Really cool name there. So 560 amp hours of custom-made Australian lithium batteries here from PowerPaul. Thanks, mate. And we've got the Victron Multiplus 3000 inverter charger running on all the factory outlets. This one, that one, that one, the microwave, the air conditioner, one in the vanity unit, outside, wherever you want. This is mains powered, inverted mains power, off the grid, anywhere you want, on the side of the road, anywhere, at the push of a little button, or a touchscreen in this case. So this one here, I'm super excited about because of the amount of solar I was able to get on the roof on this one. So this one here started out with 2 of the old SatKing 160 watt panels, which was fine at 12 volts. It's very small. It only had 2 AGM batteries externally chassis mounted, and these guys were having the same issues as everyone has with these simple setups. There's a compressor fridge, all right? It's not enough. It's never enough to keep up with the factory systems. Compressor fridge, it might get you a few days, that's it. These guys wanted to spend a lot more time off grid and didn't want to worry about power. And that's what we've been able to give them with this setup. Not only do they have to not worry about power at 12 volt to running lights and pumps and fridges, but these guys are now able to run their air conditioner, microwave, induction cooker, whatever you want, hairdryer, you know, air fryer, Thermomix, go nuts. Whatever you use in your home, feel free to bring on this setup and take bush with you guys. It's huge. And I've been able to do some more testing on this one because the sun came out for the guys to show them what they can do, as with all of our systems. And yes, kettle on, microwave going, air conditioner all at the same time. And he's on a 10 amp power supply here, guys. So a 10 amp power supply is about 2,500 watts, right? 2,400 watts. So because I could change this so it would only pull 2,400 from that line, his circuit breaker didn't go off in the house, all right? We can set that AC current limit. So this is perfect for gen sets, when you guys are at home and you're running the van from a 10 amp power supply, or more importantly, farm stays. You know, if you're staying at a property where there is no 15 amp supply and you want mains power because it's, you know, overcast or you're parked in a shed, well, plug this in to 10 amps. It will not pull more than what you set out of that plug. Obviously, you're going to have to use a legal 10 amp to 15 amp converter like the Amphibian. Still use that, but that circuit breaker is rated at 10 amps. So this will prevent that breaker from going off forever. So if you draw more than 2,500 watts, you say, like, you know, turning on those things like I showed, what happens? Can it not be done? No, that's not how the Victron works. The Victron works, it'll use battery power to supplement the rest of it. So if the most it's going to pull is 2,400 and you turn on everything and you suddenly hit 3,500, well, that extra 1,000 is going to come from the batteries. Very smart system, and it'll juggle between it to work out what is required best to run the load that you're running at that given time. So that's how the Victron works. So back to the solar. 1,100 watts, guys, huge. I've got 4 200 watt solar modules running in 2 high voltage strings. So we've done, because there was a shading issue, we've done 2 strings on that one. We've got 3 100 watt modules at the rear of this, all neatly tucked together in between the rear vents, so there's no shading issues there whatsoever. And we've done a SatKing ProMax satellite system on this as well. So these guys not only have the ability to run their air conditioner completely off grid and in the bush anywhere they go, they can use foxtel, and they've got the foxtel going on this. So foxtel and VAST, so free to air stations, all your 7s, 9s, GOs, 10s, all your TV shows, whatever you want, and foxtel, or your footy, or your NRL, whatever you want, all of your Foxbox stuff, it goes with you. How good's that? So with this setup, power-wise, we all know about our 3 chargers: solar, mains, and the engine. So with this one, 1,100 watts of solar on the roof, that's huge. This thing's going to see, you know, 70 70 plus amps all the time in full sun. That's a massive charge. That's so much charge that it's able to run the air conditioner and put in charge at the same time. That's unheard of in most caravans these days. So to be able to charge your battery bank and run a air conditioner at the same time, it's huge. It's really good to do that. So during peak sun hours, 11, 4, these guys can run their air conditioner and they don't even need to look at the screen because it's going to be putting in more than what's they're taking out. So it's huge, massive. Now the charge rate, so 1100 watts of solar. The Victron Multiplus inverter charger has an onboard 120 amp charger. So what that means is when these guys plug into mains or shore power or anywhere, this will pump in 120 into these batteries. So you can do the math. If I've got 560 amp hours and we are dead flat, it's not going to take long to bring these back up to spec. Now, that's on top of the solar. You remember that. Solar, mains, and the engine will all work in combination to bring these batteries up as quick as possible. Lithium will do that, and the way we do our systems enables that. Now we've also put a side-mounted Anderson plug on this, so I'll make him plug his portable panel in. So there's another, 200-300 watts on top of this system. These guys are not going to run out of power. Seriously, it is huge, monstrous. Now the vehicle charger, we've chosen the Redarc 50. There's so many DC chargers out there. I like the 50s. They're small, they're really compact, really easy to use. It's got a solar input, so good for the portable solar panel, and they just work. They work great, and we're getting the 50 from the car because we have done the 6BS cable from the Land Cruiser. It's a 200 series cruiser. We've done the complete new Anderson plug in the cruiser. So we've already tested it. We're getting the 50 amps from the vehicle on top of the solar. So if these guys wake up in the morning and they want to drive to their next destination, their next free camp, they would have used power overnight, right? The sun's not up yet, it's nice and early, it's, 50% as an argument, right? 50%. So if we've used 50% of 560, that leaves 280. Now, it's going to say minus 280. Now, where's that going to come from? The sun's not up. It's going to come from the vehicle at a rate of 50. So these guys have got the 50 amp DC charger. Now that's 50 per hour. As that sun comes up, that's going to supplement on top of that. And it's because we've done the high voltage strings, guys, it's going to charge really quick, really early. So, 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, we're going to be seeing yields close to 500-600 watts on this quite easily, on top of the DC charger. So what does that mean? That means you're going to fast charge. This thing in peak sun, we'll put 50 in plus 70 to 80 from the solar. That's over 100 amps, guys. 100. That's huge. To be able to charge at that rate from your engine and the sun, completely off grid, that's ludicrous. It's awesome. I love it. So everything's neatly tucked down here. I'm going to give you guys some close-ups. Everything's labeled. Everything's uniform. Everything's nice and traced and neat, so you can make heads or tails of it if someone else goes to look at it and they want to work on it. Everything's able to be seen quite easily. So everything's here. We've had to do a full rewire of this. The batteries were outside. There was a big panel here that had the old charger and the old setup in it, and we've just made it better. Love that word. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of examples of what things run on here. We'll get the microwave going, we'll get the AC going, and we'll put a couple of heavy loads on to show you guys what this one can do. We can see what's happening here. Very easy. We're pulling nearly 100 amps from the battery, or 1200 odd watts. Solar's coming in. As you can see, it's kind of variable at the moment. That did hit nearly 1100 before, and it stayed there for a bit while the sun was out, but it's kind of disappeared behind a high cloud now, but it's still a really good charge rate. Now I'm going to turn off the other heavy loads and we'll just go AC. Now let's see what we've got here. That should drop back to maybe 600-700. Now it's the Harrier. There we go. So even on a high level overcast day, it's able to keep up. This solar system is able to keep up with this AC running. Now that's running on flat out, guys. Obviously it's going to cycle. So these are very easy to use. There we go. This is the screen that I like to see because it shows you everything. This red panel is grid. So obviously when he plugs into the grid, it's going to come up with how much you're pulling from the grid. Obviously if this turns into a battery charger, that number is going to be quite high until the battery's full, and then the number here will generally match what's coming out. So, you know, if you're running this load like we are now, you're going to see that 730 odd watts there once the battery's full and the charger turns off. The DC power here is lights. So if I start turning lights off, there we go, turning lights on, that's LED lights. So that's your DC loads, and obviously solar's over there on the right. And to go into it, if you want to go into it a bit more detail, you can hit menu and obviously go into battery, and it shows you hours remaining at the current usage, consumed amp hours, or your alarm state, the state of charge, etc. You can obviously go into the solar controllers to see what each array is doing. So like I said, we've got a 300 array at the rear, and we've got a big 800 array in the middle. And, you know, it's probably getting a little bit of shade on the section of it at the moment. The sun's just moving in and out behind clouds. So tough to get a consistent reading on the solar, guys, but apologies there. Wish the sun was out for a lot longer like earlier. I mean, go back to pages there. There we go. You press that button there and it goes back to the main screen. Really easy to use. Now, to control all of this can be done online. So with the VRM portal, which is what we do for all our customers, I'm able to monitor their usage. I can update their stuff if they need it. I can check all their settings. I can see what's going on. Now, we've done fridge temperature on this as well, as you guys probably just saw before. Oh, I've got to scroll. There it is. So we've done a fridge temp sensor on this as well. We've put a little sensor in their fridge to be able to monitor their fridge usage. And the VRM portal is going to log graphs with this. So we're able to see their temperature going up and down to make sure it's consistent, just so they're not getting any issues there. And being a 12-volt compressor fridge on this one, it's going to be on all the time. There's no changeover on this. There's no flicking over to mains. There's no gas. It is always on 12 volt. So I'll do a load test. So running the AC at the moment, as you can see. Yep. All right, and I'll put the microwave on. I'll put another heavy load on. What have we got? Get that up around 1600. There we go. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to turn the microwave on. What have we got? I'm going to make sure my little mug's in there. Yep. There we go. There we go. How good are these PowerPaul batteries, guys? They're pulling nearly 5,000, so 4,500 watts from the batteries, all right? That's what's coming from those batteries. The cells that Paul uses are amazing. They've got that much energy. And there we go. Not a problem. No issues whatsoever. Take note of the voltage jump straight back up, and we're still pulling nearly 100 amp load. Look at that. That's lithium. That's primo. That's what you want right there. And we'll go back to just running the AC now. So I'll turn the other loads off. There we go. And we're charging. So back to charging the batteries while running the air conditioner. You gotta remember, like I said, guys, the air conditioner hasn't cycled off yet. It is not at temperature in here. I've set this for 16. So maybe I should put it for like, we'll go 22 and let it cycle. Let's see what 22 does, see if it turns off. There we go. Now look at that charge rate. So when it cycles off, guys, this is what it's going to do. It's actually ramped down. It hasn't actually cut in, cut out. It doesn't do that. It's an inverter style air conditioner. So it's going to ramp down to a low idle, and then it'll ramp back up. It's quite variable over the hour based on the ambient temperature. But this is an example of what you're going to see with your Harriers when they are on a low idle. It's not even in night mode. If I put it in night mode, it'd be even less. How cool is that? Right, guys, I'm going to shut the inverter down, so we'll shut the AC down. So I'm going to shut the inverter down, guys, and we're going to sit here with no inverter on, no DC on whatsoever, only the fridge. We'll leave the fridge running. And what we're going to do is we're going to see, when I start the engine, the charge rate come in on top of the solar. All right. Yep, so old mate started the engine, and look at that number. We're putting in 87 on 87 amps, vehicle and solar. That's crazy. And the fridge is running. I should turn the fridge off. Fridge is off. 93, 96. These are big charge rates, guys. So we are running the engine. Okay, so this is the Redarc 50 amp DC charger coming in now on top of whatever solar is available. Now, the battery's quite full. Okay, so you can see it. It's going to ramp off really quick because the batteries are so full. So let's catch this while we can. Now I'm going to turn the inverter on. So engine's running. Solar's out, sun's out. We've got power now. So I'm going to turn this air conditioner on, guys. And let's see what numbers we get. 16 and 3 fan. 7, 8, 16. There we go. Alright, yep, she's on. So we got, can't hear it ramped up though yet. So we got 16 and 3 fan. And we'll go to the screen so everyone can see it so it's easy. So we're still pumping in 93. We'll wait for this to ramp up. And then we'll see what sort of numbers we get. It's going to continue to do this. It's going to continue to, oh, there we go. So the Harrier ramped right up now. So that'd be the compressor going flat out. So that's probably where it's going to sit. And you know, we're still charging, but with that full, I reckon the charger might have backed off. And well, now we're going into overcast again. It's a day like that, but hey, we're still charging. Even on an overcast day, there's that much solar on this thing. We're still able to charge and run this air conditioner. So we've only got the fridge running at the moment, just the fridge, just the compressor fridge. And the inverter is on, so there's a bit of standby current on the inverter. It's about 2 amps. Whisper quiet, all I can hear is the hum of a V8. And a sweet charge rate coming in. Engine running, and the sun is out. Take note of the charge rate once again. Fill your batteries up very fast. That, guys. JB Extreme. Off-grid, running the air conditioner and charging at the same time. Look at that. That's the Dometic Harrier, the original Harrier. Just had a bit of sun for a bit, and look at that, charging at the same time. You want to get off-grid, this is how you do it. This is just superb.